Hey everybody, this is going to be about my 5th try at doing this because I was having problems with my phone earlier, so let's hope we get through the whole video. Today is a work in progress day, and you're going to have to be patient with me with the camera shaking because my tripod shattered on me this morning, so I have to order a new one. Anyway, here is the doll that I'm making to hopefully look like my nephew, little Jay, that we call Dragon Baby, who is half Chinese and half Choctaw. And here is the head. It's got about 6 layers of the darker of the 2 shades of paint and 2 layers of the lighter shades. And what I'm working with, I mixed up yellow ochre, white, a very tiny bit of flesh color, and airbrush medium to make the darker shade. And I took part of that and added some more white to make the lighter shade to bring out the lighter skin tones. Because when I tried the darker shade on the Barbie dolls, it came out a little bit too dark. So what I'm trying to do is to work the shadings as naturally as possible to match up with my little nephew. And then after that's done, I'm going to add layers to bring out the veining and the blushing and modeling and bring out all these other pretty colors in his skin. Now the camera that was used to take these pictures kind of bleached him out. And the colors don't show up quite like they normally would on this video, like they would be in real life. So, and this one, my dad's printer actually was running low on the yellow color in the printer. So it came out really, really pink. And of course this camera adds a little bit of the yellow to it, so you get the peach color instead of what the video actually, or the picture actually looks like. Alright, now to show you, this is what I'm starting from. Well, the legs, I haven't even begun the legs yet. I did start on the arms earlier, and this one has just the darker shade, about 2 layers so far. It's just barely different. And then here we go to compare the two, so you can see the difference in the two. And so that's where I'm at with the doll so far. Here is the one body, the Bountiful Baby body that I got. I have to order another one that same size for so that I have one for both this doll and for the Isaac sculpt thing for Mark and Katie's doll. Before I get started on Mark and Katie's doll, I have to have another body. Okay. Now, topic of the day. Everybody is talking about it, and it is all over the world, all over the country. It is in the news. Coronavirus. COVID-19. Here in Oklahoma, just recently there were 2 cases here in Tulsa County. Both of them had traveled abroad, but because of exposure by relatives of them. The college where my nephew goes to and several of the schools in town are shutting down temporarily until this runs its course. And the kids are going to have to be doing online classes and, going home with their lesson plans and everything, do all their homework at home during this time. That everybody's going to have to be self-isolating. It's a royal hardship on families that both parents are working, because they're going to have to arrange for somebody to come in and take care of the children, and a lot of times it may be a grandparent or an elderly relative that is vulnerable to the virus. And so, it's just going to be hard. And then there are families who the only hot meals their kids are getting, because the parents are in such dire straits that the meals their kids are getting, the hot meals they're getting at school, those families are going to be in a greater hardship. The people that are homeless, when the shelters start getting overfull and they end up keeping the people in the shelter instead of letting them out during the day, just trying to stop the spread of the virus. So, and this is going to cut off, for the soup lines. People are not going to be able to get the meals that would come in, like to the Salvation Army soup line, that would get a lunch or go over to Iron Gate in the morning to get a hot meal. They're going to have to curtail their programs for outreach to the homeless and the poor, which, they're going to have to arrange to do like Meals on Wheels or something to go to people. And the funding for Meals on Wheels got cut by our lovely president. Don't even get me started on Trump. The man cannot be believed. I'm trying very hard to be kind and not say anything bad about him, but the whole situation with the coronavirus is being badly mismanaged, and I will say that. But we're fixing to lock the country down. We are within about 2 weeks of doing what Italy did, locking the entire country down. The northern half of Italy is in quarantine. There's no movement on the streets. Everybody is staying at home. Over in Europe, they're doing everything they can to get ahead of this virus and contain it, because there is so much of it that 80% of us are either not going to have we're not going to catch it, or we're not going to show any symptoms, or it'll be very mild symptoms. Only about 20% are going to end up in the hospital. Of the elderly, this is where the elderly and the immune compromised, which means you already have an underlying issue with your body. You've got cancer, you've got asthma, you've got multiple sclerosis or muscular dystrophy, or some other disease that makes your immune system already compromised. Those are the vulnerable people. And those are the ones that are going to get the virus the worst. And the deaths in the elderly population may be as much as 30%. So, this is to be considered, and everybody should be proactive and cautionary. Be stocking up a little bit at a time. No panic buying, please. Just, get a little bit extra every time you go to the store so that you've got plenty of groceries, non-perishable groceries stocked up. Make sure there's shortages already right now for paper towels and toilet paper and hand sanitizer and some of the cleaning products. Try to get just enough for you to last out about 3 weeks. Don't try and panic buy a year's worth of groceries at once, or a year's worth of hygiene and cleaning products at once. Only what you need for like about 3 weeks, because this runs its course in about a month. In about a month is all that people are having to be quarantined is 2 to 3 weeks. So we might have to shelter in place for a while. It's going to be a while before the world's economy bounces back from this. Because China was shut down for China has been going through for 3 months, 3-4 months now. They've been going through it, and they're just now lifting their quarantines and their lockdowns over the cities. Enough people have recovered. They're lifting the lockdowns. People are going back to work, and their exports and everything will be resuming. Of course, anything coming in, imports and exports are going to be slow for a while. If you're buying a product that is made overseas, you're going to have an extra wait time because they're going to be quarantining it for a certain amount of time to make sure that there's no live coronavirus viruses on the products before it goes to the stores or gets delivered to your home. That's something you have to take into consideration. And all of Europe there's not a country in Europe that doesn't have the coronavirus at this point. Africa, Saudi Arabia, Iran, Iraq, the Middle East all has the coronavirus. South America, even, they are getting the coronavirus. So every country in the world is being affected by this. It has been officially announced as a pandemic by the World Health Organization and the CDC. So the best information you can get is from the CDC and the World Health Organization. Do what they tell you and stay safe and healthy. And I'm starting to blather, so my email, norwoodpatricia48@gmail.com, is in the description below. My mailing address is in the description below, and my Patreon link is in the description below. And I will talk at you later. Y'all have a very blessed day. Love y'all.